In this lesson, we are going to look at some of the common challenges that teachers capturing assessment may encounter. So 1, a teacher may log in and will not be able to find his or her student to capture their assessment. So this may come in 2 forms. They may see the student all right, but less than the number they are expecting, or not seeing any student at all. It points to the same thing. So now I filter as a teacher. You pick your mode of assessment, class, and then the subject. You click on filter, and then you receive this message: no student found or assessment capture complete. This may arise as a result of complete capture of students. So when you have fully captured all your students and you click on filter, you are not going to see any student display for you. To know if you have really captured them, in case you don't remember, you have to click on the refresh button. And then this display all the students that you have previously captured. And then if the number is exactly what you are expecting, which you can see at the bottom of the page here, then you are sure you have completed. If you realize that, no, you didn't capture this meant for this particular assessment mode, so what it means is that you cannot capture them afresh. You have to update the scores to reflect this particular mode. So in that case, first you need to set the scores on all the students, one after the other. So this student obtained 39 is supposed to be, let's say, 25. So you set 25, you move to the next student. You notice that it has changed to 25. And then 34 is supposed to be 24. You move to the next student, and then it's changed as such. So you repeat this same process until all the students here are covered. Then after, you look at the overall score. The overall score is 40. Initially, the work you did. So now the overall score is 25. So you set the overall score as such to 25. It is telling you that if there's any score greater than the 25 you're about to set, this update will fail. So you say, okay. And truly you realize that it failed because I already finished setting all the scores to below 25. I still have 37 here. I still have 40 here. So it will not allow. That is why it is preferred that you change the scores first before you touch on the overall score. That way you are sure it will work. So this is how you check for filtering students and none appearing. In some cases, you will have fewer students as you are expecting. The same thing applies. If you have captured some and still left with some to capture, when you click on the filter button, you will see the remaining students left. And then to have access to the previous one that you have captured, you will have to use the refresh button. If in case the previous one that you captured, you did not capture them in correct mode of assessment, you can edit the scores to reflect this current mode. And then you also complete the remaining students. When you click on filter, but then the students that you find are few, but then when you click on the refresh button and no student found, in that case, it means you have not captured any and you are just seeing fewer students. For that, as a teacher, there's not much you can do about this. So you have to report the issue straight to the administrator to investigate at the class level. So you navigate to manage students, and then you filter to the exact class where the teacher is having the issue, and then you filter. When you filter here, you check the total number of students in that class. If the total number of students in this class is exactly what the teacher was expected to see, but then is seeing less, what it means is that not every single student in this class have got the subject assigned, this particular subject teacher assigned to them. So what you can do in this case is to go to add or manage classes. And then you check in the list of subjects that have been assigned to this particular class. If the subject the teacher is coming to mark is not part of that class, you may add it and update the class. That way, every single student within this class will have their subject reset to now reflect the new subject you have added. If the subject is already there, but for some reason, not all the students have it, you may as well update the same class. And then, so in this case, we are not adding any new subject to the class. It's already part of the class. So you just click on update to reset for all the students. All of them will now inherit completely this new subject you are working on. So once you are done with this, as an admin, you have to go to School Monitor. Click on the teacher list. Now, on the teacher list, search for that particular teacher that have just complained of seeing less students. On that, you will see total assigned. If the number has now moved to the exact number the teacher is expecting, you are good to go. Now you may call the teacher to go and then log in and complete the work. You are sure this way the teacher is going to see all the students that are required. Thank you.